Akura, and we'll be discussing her Starseed story, among other things. Before we start, I would like to thank our partners, Portal to Ascension and New Realities with Alan Steinfeld, and all of our YouTube audience for joining us, as well as our Zoom participants. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Akura, I'd like to go ahead and bring you on now. And I do want you to share more about yourself. I didn't want to share too much about you because I'm not sure how that everything weaves into your story. But welcome. And we are so glad that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you too. I'm Akura. My name is Sandra. I'm from Germany. And yeah, I'm so happy and honored to be here on your show. Yeah, I'm a starseed, and I have this feeling since I'm here on Earth that I'm not from this world. And I went through this starseed loneliness. I went through all the stages. So yeah, and now I'm here and I'm more aware of who am I. And I went through all the stages, the darkest night of the soul. So, and now I'm here to help other starseeds to awaken. And I love it to talk in light language too. That was so cool to listen to this light language now, because I felt the Pleiadian energy came through so strong, so strong. Yeah, and this is what I do too. I love it to sing. I love it to talk in light language. I love it to talk to ETs and to angels. Yeah. And I'm training my English skills too.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, you know, I had a conversation with you a couple weeks ago. Not actually weeks, it was many weeks
few
ago.
Months.
Several weeks ago, I guess a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And you were sharing with me one of the most phenomenal stories that I have heard. And I really wanted you to come on and share that with our Zoom and YouTube audience, because it's so important that people become aware of really what's going on.
Oh yeah, so that's a very long story. At the moment we are in a spiritual galactic war, which is taking place in the back. This is what many of us are feeling. Yeah, this energies and this dance between lights and shadows, and that something is happening here on Earth, that we feel these big changes. It's a longer story. It has started in 2020, since we have this situation. And I can remember it was in April 2020 that we had a galactic war in higher dimensions. And it happened during a weekend here in Germany. And I felt these explosions in my entire body. So I felt it's forbidden to go into sleep. And I was awake all the time. And I was totally nervous. But I had not the feeling to leave the house or to watch what's going on. But friends called me and they told me they went for a walk and then they saw these ships on the sky. And many people saw these ships on the sky in April 2020. And then we went for a walk too after this weekend. And we saw a few of the ships too. And almost every night we saw non-physical objects were on the sky. It was so magical. And the energy was very uplifting. Yeah, something very magical happened in April 2020. And last year in April 2021, 1 year later, my twin flame, Marcel, and me, we were trapped in another dimension with our physical body. And we were surrounded by holograms. It was a holographic world. It was just a copy of Earth. And everything looked similar to Earth, but we were only surrounded by holograms. And they attacked us with frequencies. And I received this message in April 2020 that this galactic war, which took place in higher dimensions, will come down to us, to Earth. And last year we had this war in the 4th dimension. Me, Marcel, my twin flame, and a few other starseeds, we were there. So I know a handful of other starseeds, and they were trapped there during the same period of time. And the interesting thing is that it was exactly 1 year later. 1 year later, it has started in April 2021. that I received very strange comments on my old YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel before, and these were German comments. So, and I felt this is something different. It was a very dark energy. And at first I believed, okay, these are mobbers or haters, and I didn't react it. So, but this attacks, I felt these were energetic attacks. It became stronger, and they were almost everywhere. They were on Facebook, on Telegram, every social platform which I used, they hacked in, and they tried to confuse my community. It has started with this. So at first I believed, so okay, maybe these are for real mobbers or hackers or bots, but I never believed. I felt it is dark, but I had no clue that these were the dark force, that they attacked us directly. And it's a long story. I uploaded that on my YouTube channel. I made more episodes because it's too much to talk about. But last but not least, this attacks became so horrible that I deleted all my social platforms. So we were gone. It's like we were disappeared. So we were gone. And they hacked into our computer, our cell phones. Nothing has worked. So we had no choice to call our friends, to call our family. And after everything was destroyed, it has started. And it has started with astral attacks, with lucid dreams, and FBI agents that looked similar to Agent Smith. They joined my lucid dreams and they attacked us and me. It has started with lucid dreams. And then we were surrounded by holograms. So we were in another dimension. So the only thing what we figured out was, hey, there are other neighbors. Why they are behind the window and observing us all the time, these people. And they all had this strange cell phone. It looked like a cell phone. The most of them had a blue case, and they could teleport. They teleported with the cell phones, and they were all the time behind the window and observed us. And we were surrounded by totally other people. So we went into the supermarket, we bought food there, and then we saw the same. These are totally other people. So Marcel and me, we believed, so maybe we are going crazy, or maybe other employers are working there now. But then more and more people had this strange behavior. So they all had this crazy cell phone and they attacked us. So it has started, I think, in May 2021, and then we were trapped there physically. So, and we were there during a few weeks. We bought food there and we were surrounded by these holograms, but they all attacked us with this frequency. And it was like a other timeline or other reality. We saw their plan for humanity and for Earth. We saw their technology, massive 5G towers, and it looked like a little bit Tesla, the Tesla towers, but in a toxic way. So these frequencies were so horrible there. So, and it hurted so much. We called our galactic team too, but we were trapped in another matrix or another dimension. So it was almost impossible for them to help us there. Then we saw the false Galactic Federation, because the Dark Ones created also holograms of the Galactic Federation. Then we saw a hologram of Ashtar. He was in front of me like a real person. So it was all holographic, all holographic. So it was like in the Matrix movies a little bit. I felt all the time, this is not the real body. Somebody is programming them or controlling them. Yeah, so these were no real humans. So they disappeared. So suddenly, zack, they were there, zack, they were gone. They had the ability to shapeshift or to change their clothes in front of us, zack, they had other clothes. So, and Marcel and me, I don't know how long we stayed there, but yeah, we've survived this very close because they attacked us all the time with these frequencies and they surrounded us everywhere. We searched up for our friends, but they were not there. But we were in our flat, but we were surrounded by other people. And then we took the train and we searched up for our friends, and we saw so many cities in Germany, and they all surrounded us as passengers. So they all the time attacked us with these frequencies. And the most of them worked with blue cases. So and then I knew, oh, I understand, that's Mr. B, right? The Democrat, it's them. They attacked us most there. So this is what I can tell you. It's the short version. Last but not least, we almost survived this. Marcel, my twin flame, he passed away almost. Yeah, so me too, because this pain was so horrible there. So and then we saw Ashtar. It was a hologram. He was almost 2 meters tall, and he wore a black jacket, black trousers, black shoes, and a white shirt. And his energy was not really good. So my heart hurt it. He crossed my energy. So I wanted to go into the supermarket because we were so hungry. We had no water, no food, because we ran away from our flat. Then we searched up for our friends. So we saw him 3 times. One time in front of a supermarket because we were hungry and he crossed my energy. The second time I saw him behind the door of a train, and he had the same style again. And he looked almost similar to these illustrations, which you can find on Google, the same face. That's why I recognized him immediately. So, oh my gosh, that's Ashtar. But he had not a golden aura. His energy was super cold. And even his hair, he had not golden hair. It was ash blonde gray. And he looked a little bit older. That was a little bit different. Yeah, and then we saw ships on the sky. It was the 4th galactic federation. It was all holographic. It was the 4th dimension. We saw their entire network, their illusions, and their plans for humanity, I think so. So, and I had very strange conversations with them too. I wanted to know why they are doing that. So why they are confusing people, and so many spiritual people too. So, and they told me it's fun. That's the reason. It is fun, and humans are a lower species. That's the reason. So that's the short version. We survived this very close, and we only survived because I trusted my heart. So it was like they all the time controlled you, and they tried to control you here, because these beings, they only got the language of your heart, of your head, of your mind, but they don't get the language of your soul. So, and when we trusted our impulse and our heart, we were faster to their software, their program. So they programmed, they had the cell phones, and we saw that they used codes. They had codes, and they talked to each other. So, and they had the secret codes, and they programmed the entire matrix. So when we trusted our heart, so they needed time to change the matrix. We saw trains, and there was no driver in, and that the train has driven. Buses and cars the same. No chemtrails on the sky. The sun shined all the time. Yeah, it was everything just like Earth. Really everything. But we were only surrounded by holograms, and last but not least, we saw their plan, and we saw supermarkets there. Before we left this dimension, they looked like laboratories. These were no supermarkets. They had this form, and I only recognized that because it was a German company, that this is a supermarket. So, and then I received a message, the plan is to print food, right? So that nothing is coming from nature anymore, so they clone food and that they print it. That's what I saw. Or even this massive 5G towers, these frequencies were so toxic there. So yeah, this is what we saw. And then we escaped this density, last but not least, and only because we trusted our heart. And my heart told me, let's give them a trial, and we tried with my family. Maybe we can meet my family, because we tried it with our friends, but they were not there. We saw also dead people there. It seemed like that they were dead, because we knocked on the door on houses because we ran away from our flat. we couldn't deal with these energies. They surrounded us everywhere. They broke into our house. They were in front of our house, behind the window, everywhere. The black helicopter was there. They all the time surrounded us and sent us these horrible frequencies. And then, as I said, we ran away. And then we searched up for a flat in where we can stay. So we were on the street and had no food, no water. And then we knocked on the door of houses because the light was on. And then we saw how these beings shapeshifted. There was nobody, and they shapeshifted, and then they opened the door and they talked to us. And they had no spark in their eyes. When they looked to us into the eyes, was like there was no light in their eyes. And to me, I received a message, these are dead people, dead souls, that they didn't return into the light. Yeah, ghosts, the fourth dimension. And when they talked, it was like this. Even their body like that. So, why are you knocking on our door? This energy. And then we said, we are hungry, we have no home. Please, leave our house. It was this energy. It was very disturbing, but it was also very interesting to see this dimension, their technology, the dark ones. We saw the archons as holograms. It was like the entire deep state. We saw them all there as holograms. The draconians, the reptilians, Anunnaki, negative orientated Anunnaki, because not everyone is bad, negative orientated grace, we saw them all as holograms. So, and then we survived this very close, and then we reached it to arrive my family's house. And they don't know it, but they saved our lives.
Wow. Now, you met other starseeds while you were there also, correct?
No, after we escaped this dimension, I was guided to create a Facebook account because they wanted to program us that we are scared to go online again. That's why they splitted my entire community, that I'm scared, that I say, no, I don't want to use YouTube anymore. It's better to be silent. Yeah, that was their plan, to destroy us completely. And that we believe this, right? We can talk with nobody, almost nobody about this here in Germany. I didn't talk with my family about that. Only told them that my computer was hacked and I have no money anymore. This is the story what they know. Yeah, it's too much. So, and then I created a Facebook account again. And then intuitively, I saw a soul sister with my third eye. And I had a close connection to her before. And I saw her with my third eye in the fourth dimension. And I saw her as a reptilian, that she looked like a robot or like a reptilian. I saw that only with my third eye. And then I told my twin flame Marcel, oh my gosh, what's going on with her? She looks like a reptile. She looks like a cyborg. What's going on with her? And then I was guided to her again, and I talked to her. So then I told her, hey, we had a very crazy adventure. And then she told, yes, me too. I almost died. So what? What's going on with you? And then she told me, yes, the dark ones, they wanted to transform her into a robot. They wanted to implant her. And they wanted to transform her into a reptilian. And I saw that with my third eye. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on with her? And then after this crazy trip, she was confirming me. She said, yes, they wanted to transform me into a reptilian. They attacked me too. And I was there too. But she is in the USA. We were there during the same time. We were in Germany. She was in the USA.
Wow. And so you think this was the lower fourth dimension?
Yeah. It was astral, I think so. It was the astral, lower astral realm. It felt like hell, this energy. So I asked myself and Marcel the same question. So where are we now, Marcel? What is that? We believe for real we will never break out. So we always tried to find a way out of this matrix. And then I received a message, this is hell, where we are now. It felt like hell. Everything was so cold. These holograms, no hearts, they were ice cold. And all what they knew was attacking them, stop them. And then we saw they had all the cell phones. And then I was curious. I wanted to know what they are doing with the cell phones. So I know they are coding, but what they are doing with that. And they all watched the same movies. So we took a seat in the train and we were surrounded by passengers. The train was full with passengers. When we joined the train was full with passengers. They joined all the train because they attacked us all. And then I observed them, what they are doing with the cell phones. And then they watched all the same movie. Dying people, babies who are suffering and dying, blood, nuclear war. It was, oh my gosh, it was very disturbing what they are watching. Yeah, but this is them. They enjoy this when people are suffering and souls.
So as a psychic medium, when you came back, did you find that being in that dimension hampered you in any way, or did it increase your abilities?
At the beginning, I was confused. We want to be sure, are we back again, or is it still illusion? To figure it out, it was very confusing. But what we learned by them is that the heart, our soul, is the key. The heart is the strongest protection, because our impulse helped us to survive this crazy game, because your soul gets the answer, and your soul is so much stronger and knows the answer before they get it here, right? This is what we learned. What I saw too is to understand their created illusions and their matrix. And we saw also the distorted spiritual teachings, because they are doing a lot there too, to confuse spiritual people, because they know that spirituality is the key to break free. That's why they created so many different holograms too, to confuse even us, that we are all the time in a war, right? We are all the time in a war with each other. And this is what they want, that we are in a fight, that we are in a war, which race, which God. Yeah, it's all the time the same. It's the same in the spiritual community too. It's what they tried all the time. And this is what we learned. We were very honored that they shared this with us. And they spent so much time in to destroy, or they tried to destroy them, a few starseeds on Earth. And Marcel, my twin flame, we were not very famous. We had not millions of subscribers, but they did it with us. So on one hand, we were very honored that they shared with us their negative timeline and their plan for humanity and their network and everything. And I feel, yes, the connection to my heart got stronger. And it's more, I can observe this show differently. It's not affecting me so much more. Yeah, I feel, yes, something has changed. And when I watch my pictures before we went to the fourth dimension, and now I feel a change in the energy, yes, and in my eyes, it's a little bit lighter or something like that. Yeah.
So do you, the timeline that you were in, is that now bleeding over? Has it anchored into our timeline, our current timeline, or is that completely gone?
It's gone. It's my feeling. That's why I think we were there, because I felt it was also a mission. It was a mission that we have to go there. And I think a few starseeds said yes to this mission. And I felt all the time, that's the galactic war. That's the galactic war, which took place in higher dimensions. In April 2020, this is coming down. And we have to clean everything up. Yeah, as within, as without, as below, as above. So it has to come down. That's why it took place in the fourth dimension. Yeah, because it comes down and we clear this negative timelines together now. This is what I feel.
Wow. So I think someone, let's see, we need someone to mute. It's coming through. If you could go ahead and mute, please. Okay, let me look and see what people are saying here. People are so grateful that you're sharing your story.
Thank you very much. We are honored when this is inspiring a few people.
Yeah. And did I remember correctly that you were there for 4 months? You thought that it felt like 4 months?
I think I try to remember. I think we were there. It happened in May, I can remember. We were there. And I think it has stopped in the middle of June or the end of June, because then we canceled the contract with my flat. I had almost no money. They hacked my PayPal and everything. My family helped me to get out of there. And I think it was the end of June or July. Yeah, we were there during more weeks.
Wow. Wow. So how has this now impacted your life now that all of this is over? What's going on with you?
Yeah, at the beginning it was a little bit to reflect, to analyze it, to get it here. So what happened there? Because if you were guided, it was you can't just get it here with your mind. And then I needed a little bit time to rest, honestly, and to think about it. What happened there? We saw so many things at the same time. I saw also Yeshua with my third eye, that he took an important role too in all this. So I saw so many things. I saw this rituals. I saw this, what they do to babies. I saw this all with my third eye. It was so much for me. And then I had a little bit time to figure out what we saw there, and I had to think about it. Then I talked to Marcel, my twin flame. I talked to my soul sister, which is located in the USA, because she saw the same. And we are helping and supporting each other. That's what happened to me. The sad thing is that I can't talk to my family because they believe everything what they see on TV. And the connection is not so good between us. And then I had to go again. So actually my body felt very weak. We had no food, no water, and actually I needed food. I need food, eat. Yeah, we were very, very, very thin. And then I had to organize a move again. And actually I needed time to rest. And now I'm here where I am now. With Marcel together now. Yeah, my twin flame.
Great. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the spotlight off. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to kind of open it up now. If there are people who have questions that you would like to ask, because these comments are pretty phenomenal that are coming up. So if you would like to ask Akura a question, please go ahead and raise your hand. If you have a comment to make, please go ahead and do so by raising the hand. Hey, Susie.
I'm just amazed. I mean, my mouth was just hanging open. I was like, oh my God, and I believe that, we could be called to be in these kind of situations, and just, I believe you confirmed this at the end, your presence there decimated that vibration. And that's what starseeds are, is we hold fast the strong thing that you said. You went in with your heart, what you felt. I am just amazed. Yes. And I'm so grateful, and your strength and your purpose of heart. Oh my God, I don't have a question. I'm just blown away. Thank you.
Thank you also very much for listening. We are very grateful, because during we stayed there, we believed for real we would never break out there. So, and I asked Marcel, my twin flame, for real, why are we still here? For real. So it was like our body felt weak. We had no food, almost no water, no home. And then I asked my twin flame, for real, do we want to stay here? So we were very weak. And now when it's inspiring a few people now, and when it's helping them to remember what's going on, so then we are very happy and grateful. Then it was a good idea to go back and to return. because Marcel, his body was so weak. One time it happened in a city in Germany. This city is called Leipzig in the east of Germany. And he laid on the ground and he almost passed away. He almost passed away because his body was so weak and his eyes like that. And I screamed at him. I cried and I screamed and I had shaken him like that. So he has to wake up. And we were totally alone there. Then he returned. So when this is helping a few people, we are very grateful. And yes, we can confirm the heart is the key, is the strongest protection. It's your heart. This is what we saw there, because they don't understand the language of our soul. They don't get it. And we starseeds are here to remember people who they are. And we remember old and ancient civilizations. We remember other systems. And we remember also other technology. So all this what we use, this is, we have other technology. So, and it's so exciting to be here during this time, to see this big change now, what's taking place. And I cried tears of joy to see how their illusion, it was taking place in the fourth dimension. They created something like a matrix or a cube around Earth. They wanted to enslave us all. That was their plan. And I saw, because we were in the fourth dimension, and I don't know what we did there. Maybe we only shined light onto the shadows and not more. And maybe that was our work. I don't know. I saw just with my third eye energetically how this cube is breaking down, and that it's getting smaller, and that the gate is open. So all souls are free now. And this is what I cried tears of joy when I saw these pictures. So I saw it looked like a cube around Earth. Yeah, and it brought us into this dimension where we are now. It was a cube or a created matrix by them, for real. And now I see something, the gate is open, yeah, of this cube. So now all souls can go back home when they pass away. They will see our real galactic sisters and brothers. They will see real heaven. Yeah, and they can make the choice if they want to go back to Earth, if they want to incarnate on another planet or not. Then I understood too why we called them Earth souls. Not because they wanted to incarnate all the time on Earth, because there were many souls here. These were slaves for real. They were trapped in the reincarnation cycle. And the AI, the negative AI, they programmed that they have to go to Earth all the time. They were not free. They saw only just a copy of heaven. They saw just a copy of archangels. They saw a copy of our galactic sisters and brothers, and they created also a copy of the Akashic records. They copied everything to keep souls in their matrix, in their created illusion. And then I cried tears of joy when I saw these pictures that Earth is now in the fourth dimension. We are there now. That's why so many people see them now. Yeah, so many people see now what's going on, so that something is off, and it's like that the gate is open. It looks like a cage, and now the gate is open up to the heaven. And for me, this is already the big event.
Right. Let's see. We have another question from Bridget Renee Holiday. And before Bridget comes on, I also want to thank her. She is connecting us with her awake and ascending audience. So thank you guys for joining us, and hello to all of you. Bridget, if you want to go ahead and ask your question, I'm going to go ahead and bring you up.
Am I up?
You are.
I can't see. I had to take off another headset to be able to do this without hearing myself in speaker with like a second delay. Hi, Akura.
Hi, so nice to see you.
So good to connect with you. Yeah, so a lot of what you're talking about, I have seen aspects of over the years, and what is very interesting is the way I've been communicating with what I call a soul team from birth, right? And originally it was angelic beings. There was an enormous collective, but the angels were my immediate connection and communicators when I was little. And then as I got older, different groups within the collective that I knew by frequency would introduce themselves, right? And as an adult, I had my Starseed awakenings, which were 2 contact experiences over 3 hours with 2 very different beings. And it shifted everything, right? So, but over the years, I have received information about the lower 4th dimension. And the way they, it's just a visual, right? But the way they show it to me is in bands, even though everything is blended, right? But for linear sake, I just want to say, my team has referenced all of this that you're talking about, and there are multiple bands of beings that I have witnessed. And they call it the control construct agreements, right?
Yes.
And they speak from a higher perspective. It's an aspect that some who have come for the Earth experience have been playing in. However, as you've mentioned, we're in the deconstruction time of that, right? Which is so beautiful. And thank you so much for everything that you've done. I really am so deeply grateful to you, but I want to tell you, so on Clubhouse, we are connected with people from all around the world, right? And that's one thing that we do here. It's audio only app. And I have been hearing stories and receiving private messages. Also, I know things that have happened within sessions that I do. One was one of my besties who's actually listening in the Clubhouse room, but there have been a lot of things happening with these beings in the lower 4th dimension from many different starseeds. And generally the way I handle things is how I've been trained by my team is through unconditional love, right? The opening of the heart, which is what you were mentioning. And I view them when they come into my reality as a messenger, that I am holding things within my own frequency that it's time for me to awaken to, right? So something that may be what we would consider denser, right? That is outside of the realm of my consciousness. But in these 2 particular sessions that I've had over the last few months, my team took a very hard stance with these beings in a way that I did not expect. And as a channel, they come through. And the first one was really intense. And I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but it was very, very, very intense. And my team, specifically a lot of the star beings and some of the, what we would call upper echelon angelics came through and were like, no more. And they essentially like transmuted and basically blocked off the connection. And that is not normal for my team. Normally they're all about free will. So there are definitely things that are going on behind the scenes, behind the veil, on the other side of the veil. And in the second one, there was something where this entire band of beings were ready to transmute themselves into their next higher level. So I think that it's so layered right now. And I know just from communications with other people that this is happening globally. Lots of us are out there doing things that are similar. However, your experience of the immersion experience into the holographic layers of that dimension, that's really intense and beautiful. And thank you very much for your service. I just want to express some deep gratitude, love, and appreciation for you, because that agreement that you feel, it feels like, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but my sense is that this is something you planned before you came in, from a higher perspective. And that is very, 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 I don't know, I just feel like honoring you and telling you that you are so loved and you're so deeply appreciated.
Yeah, I want to say thank you as well. So you are doing a very cool service. I see your picture and I see this angelic energies coming through so strong in your eyes. Thank you so much for all what you do and that you shared your visions with us. It's confirming us and it's helping us, and it's so beautiful to see how we supporting each other, that we are connected, and all over the world. It's so nice to see. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Bridget, for sharing our messages with your audience. We really appreciate that. Hey, does anyone else have a question that they would like to ask or to share? Susie? Yeah.
I want to go again just because I just think that whatever we're going through, no matter how difficult it is, what you just did, I was like in a trance listening to you. And it just spoke to me that I need to just be who I am no matter what. I need to just hold in and hold tight and be me and bring that energy in.
Yes.
And I mean, your message, I think, is so multi-layered. I mean, I just keep getting more how this is helping me in things that I've gone through in the past and things that I'm just knowing to just hang tight and be me, pull in higher frequencies, and just like you did, you just stood there until it broke. You know, I'm just so impressed. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you too. That's why we are here, that we express our light and soul now, isn't it? So now the time has come that we share our abilities and our light. So because I feel that more people are guided to us now automatically, because so many codes and so much light is coming down now. So I feel that shift, and so many people are curious. They want to know more about spirituality, and more people are searching up now for this information. So and that's so cool to see. Now our time has come. So let's do this.
Beautiful, beautiful. Does anyone else have a comment or anything they would like to share? Okay, so I obviously went to your website right after we spoke, and I was looking through, and you provide a number of services that I'd like for you to talk about in just a moment. Robert has a question that he wants to ask. So Robert, if you'd go ahead and unmute. And welcome.
Hi, I'm new to this. So new to Zoom, so I'm not used to this format. But while you were sharing your experience about the beings shape-shifting, it reminded me of an experience that I had like 20 years ago when I came into contact with an interdimensional being. And it came to me saying like, you know, what do you want to learn? Let's do this, that, or the other thing. And then someone suggested to me that I test the spirit. And they told me to say a God name. And so the next time that spirit or that entity came to me, it was just like a golden, like humanoid. I said I said Yod Hey Vod Hey. And right when I said Yod Hey Vod Hey, it turned into like a reptilian demon from Constantine. And it just like, what'd you do that for? And it just like left. And so I'm just wondering if you've ever had any experience, or other people have had experience using God's, you know, I know we're talking about the heart energy and stuff like that, using specific God names to clear a field.
Yeah, it was very confusing before. So it was so easy even for spiritual people to figure it out. Is that a hologram or is it true? But what I felt is that the heart is the strongest energy. So I think it was you asked in the comments about Yeshua, right? It was you.
Yeah.
That you left a comment about Yeshua. For example, I saw there that Yeshua was his real name, and he's also known as Jesus, right? And then I saw that the Jesus Christ, for example, is also just a hologram, actually. It was not the real Jesus. So, but many people are scared now. So, oh my gosh, I prayed to a hologram and it was Lucifer. It was a hologram of Lucifer, Jesus Christ. So that's what I saw there. Very scary. So when I tune into fear now and I say, oh my gosh, I prayed to a hologram, it was Luciferian. So then you lower your frequency, you go into the fear consciousness and then they got you. So, but when your intention is love, I pray to Jesus, to Yeshua, I call him pig or whatever, the intention is important. So it's your heart. Yeah, you are fully centered in your heart and you transmute everything. So and it doesn't matter how you call Jesus or if you call him Sananda or whatever, the intention is so much more important.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much too for sharing your story.
Thank you, and welcome to the group, Robert.
Thank you. It's very interesting. So I'm just gonna be quiet and listen. Thank you.
Thank you also very much.
Okay, does anyone else have anything? All right. So Akura, if people would like to get a hold of you, if they want to speak with you or even to have a session with you, how do they reach you?
To reach me on my website, I think it's the best opportunity right now. Facebook, it's a little bit complicated. But I think my website is better right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can leave a comment also on Facebook on my page too. So I upload posts or videos. Sometimes I channel something and then people can leave a comment. So that's the best way, I think so right now.
Okay. And you have an Instagram account, right?
Yes. I upload pictures there too, or when I'm guided to. It's all very intuitive. On TikTok too.
Beautiful. Okay, so you have Instagram.com/official.akura. There is the TikTok.com @official.akura. And that's of course AKURA. Then you have a YouTube channel. And if people just put your name in, they'll be able to pull you up. And your website is psychic-medium-akura.com. And can you tell us a little bit about your psychic medium work that you do?
I love it very much to help starseeds most. So I offer starseed origin readings, a short reading. It's only about 50 minutes. Then I offer a 60-minute starseed origin reading, and I tune into the incarnations or about the ability, the appearance. And in my work, it's very important to tell the clients why they are here on Earth, and that I share with them their soul mission. Because, for example, when you know that you had an incarnation on Pleiades, so they are vibrating in a specific frequency, and then you can figure out your purpose. Or you are guided to specific symbols and colors and so on. And for me, it's a tool to understand your mission here on Earth. And I think when we embody our higher self here on Earth, and when we create what we feel, so then I think, we feel peace. And that's what I do in my work too, that I tell my clients the abilities, what I see, the spiritual gifts, and how they can live that here on Earth.
Beautiful. So do you have any advice for people who might experience something similar to you? Because in the private chat, people they don't really want to talk about it at this moment, but other people have had very similar experiences, not exactly, but they've had similar experiences where they've been attacked in this reality, or they have gone somewhere that they did not recognize. And it wasn't for the length of time that you were gone, but just to be somewhere else. Can you share what advice you would give to people if all of a sudden they find themselves someplace they don't recognize?
I think the heart is the strongest key. Peace is the highest frequency. So even when Marcel and me suffer there, We felt this deep, deep peace. It was a very strange feeling. We felt gratitude for them at the end. So even when we suffered, this saved our lives. What I can tell the people too is that we have the connection to the heaven, to our galactic team, as to the ground. It is both. So as more you work as a cosmic medium, as more it is needed to ground yourself. And many starseeds, they have this tendency, we want to take off, we want to go back home. Yeah, we are channeling energies, but we don't feel our body and we are not grounded enough. So when you are grounded, then you have more power and the aura is working stronger. It's like you are more protected. And what I can tell the people is to nutrition. That we eat also food, what our heart is telling us, that we take care of our body. It starts with the small little things, and then you will feel that you feel safe, you feel good in your body, and your energy is getting stronger. And what we did was we called our galactic family there in this holographic world, and sometimes they appear too as holograms. And they wore violet clothes or berry clothes. And I felt, but I'm not sure if this is true, I felt it was the Pleiadians. It was them. When we were in horrible trouble, they appeared and they used that technology during a short time. And then the other ones, they stopped attacking us. So ask for help too.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have another question. So Lynn, I'm going to go ahead and bring you on. And what is your question? Can you go ahead and come off of mute, Lynn?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sheila. Cora, I cannot thank you enough. Dankeschön for your for your essence, your being, your light. It overflows from you through your eyes. And as you say, the heart is the strongest key. Do you feel or know that what we are experiencing on the planet at this time is a de-evolution of the heart by the controllers of the planet? And so that's part one. And part two, where do you see the animals figuring in with this? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can say the same. You have a very nice energy.
Oh,
your
bless
voice.
you. Bless
Very
you so
cute.
much. Thank you, Cora.
Yeah, what I feel is that many dynamics are coming together. Yeah, because these beings, they have still a physical body as well. And all this is happening here on Earth. And what I see too is that they changed a little bit their strategy. And this is what Starseeds are telling me, that they attack them with frequencies now or with technology. And this has changed because I don't see them as spirits anymore. And all the time I saw them when I was a child, they looked like reptilian or draconian or like negative grays. And I saw their real form and they looked like spirits. And I don't see them as spirits anymore since last year. It's like they are gone, but now they're using technology to attack us, or they want to confuse us, or they set us implants. So many people are telling me they have an implant in their ear, on their head, or everywhere, because they try to use technology now to interrupt our energy. It's all about our frequency. They want to lower the frequency on Earth. So, and even by us too. And this is what they are trying. They don't stop. This is what many people feel and see. And it's like a dance. So someday I feel it's getting so light, and tomorrow, boom, everything is just over. And then the next day, it feels so dark that I believe, oh my gosh, people will never wake up. It's like all the time that. And that is also very stressful for our bodies. And I think it's a good training that we go back into our heart, that we see mostly they attack the collective. That's what I feel. It's a war between the cabal and the masses, because they are waking up now. And when they are waking up, so they will lose their power. This is what they know. And they attack us too, because it's the light. And we feel the energy of Earth a lot, how people are feeling right now. And many people are weak and tired. That's why we feel also weak, many of us. And that's what I feel. I feel that this dance will continue as long as the people are waking up and the masses are standing up. That's what I see. And I see that everything is okay. So I don't want to say that it is needed, but they have to go through this process of recognition. They have to go through this process to open their eyes more and more. And what I see is that many illusions are waiting for them. This, the peaks, this is just the beginning, and this is what many people feel, that something is all white, they have to do that. They feel like we are in a cage, so and step by step, all these illusions start. They are all breaking down. And this is what I see. They're all breaking down. The people will see more and more and more and more behind the illusions. Yeah. And I'm so happy to see the truckers in Canada, for example. Yeah. And many people are inspired here in Germany. They are doing it too a little bit. Or in Holland, I saw a few videos about it, that they're following them. The truckers are on the streets. It's so cool how people are standing up now. And I see waves. I see waves are coming, waves of awakening. Yeah. And now I feel it's happening fast. It's like a snowball. Yeah. At the beginning, it's super, super slow. And then the snowball is getting bigger. And this is what I feel. Yeah. It has started and now it's getting faster. And the dog ones, they are scared, what I feel. They are nervous. That's why they are trying to pushing their agenda. Here in Germany, they are going crazy. In Austria, they are still going crazy. Because they try to keep the old narrative and they are nervous. So this is what I feel. But because they know all what they have is this dimension here and not more. This is what I get right now, the current energy. So, but I don't know how long this will take. I don't know. But I all know everything is just cleaned up.
Beautiful. And, I think most of us acknowledge the fact that we are already in the fourth dimension.
Yes, we are.
Yes. And that, as people are able to manifest quicker and quicker, they have to be aware of the thoughts that they're thinking, the words that they're saying, the actions that they're doing, because it has such a profound ripple effect. And it feels to me that as more and more people awaken, as consciousness continues to expand and get higher, that there are more and more attacks. But it feels like people are able to move through them much quicker. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think so too. And what I feel too is that we can be honored and be grateful that they share this with us, because through all the darkness, we all the time rising. That's what I feel. The light is all what remains. So I feel, it was very dark here on Earth. Yeah, and it seems very dark right now too. But I feel there's so much light behind the darkness. So, and this is the gift all the time, what we're getting back. So the same with our story. It was so dark there. It felt like hell, and we believe we are passing away soon. And after we return, so our situation is still chaotic, right? We see the results. But the inner work, so much light came back to us. And this is the big gift all the time. And this is what I see for humanity. And what's happening too is because we had a similar energy dynamic once. After the fall of Atlantis, or in the Egyptian times, we had a similar energy dynamic to now. That people wanted to remember, but they were not sure anymore. Is this true? Is it a false prophet, a true prophet, and so on? It was so chaotic. And this is coming up too. And because many of the star seeds, we had an incarnation in Egypt or in Atlantis, and this is coming up too, that many star seeds receive visions of Atlantis, or they feel the trigger of the fall, and so on. And this is also coming up as more as we return back to the ancient times, into the ancient energies. This is coming up too. You bring it into reversal.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Lynn, you have another question?
I do, Sheila. Thank you. Akora, do you agree with your countryman, Rainer Fumek, and his collecting of the scientists and the doctors and all of those who want to pursue the path of, I'll just say it. He calls it Nuremberg 202. Mm-hmm. Do you follow that? Do you agree with what he's doing?
Mm-hmm. I honestly have to tune more into that, but as we stayed in the fourth dimension, I received a similar message that something like Nuremberg 2 is coming. But I'm not sure if this is true. I'm very careful because it was the lower astral realm. But I received a message like that. And what I feel is that he is a canalizator. Yeah, he's German.
Yes.
Yeah, he's German. Yeah. I know him. So I don't know, honestly, but I only feel that he's a canalizator. Yeah, so I don't know what will come. And honestly, I have to tune into that more. Do you know what I saw too there? As we stayed in the fourth dimension, but I'm also not sure if this is true. I saw that they will arrest Mr. B. And the people will see that on TV. I'm not sure if this is true. And then I heard the number maybe this year or next year. And then I saw Mr. T on the stage again in 2025. So I'm not sure if this is true.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you. And then just one more, Sheila. The other question, do you see how the animals figure into this whole process now?
Yeah, I see the animals, they integrate these codes. So they are fully with these energies. So I'm also guided to watching animals all the time, or animals on YouTube, because I feel they are so true. Yes. And they're integrating these codes, and it's like they are going with the flow. They don't question that ascension. They feel the energies, they integrate these energies, and that's it. And that's what I see in animals. Yeah, and that we have a other consciousness. It's about also that we change our consciousness level. Yeah, and then we treat each other different, and even animals. And that's my big wish too for animals, that we see them on a different level, not as, a lower species or whatever, that we see them as family. Yeah, and I remember a time in which humans and animals were friends. So we didn't eat each other. It's what we never did in higher dimensions. I remember these times in Lemuria. We all were friends. So, and we are returning back step by step by step by step, so that we honor life and nature and animals. But I feel the collective, they are going through this process. So, and I hope so much that someday that humans will see animals and people on another level. And it's not about the race, not about the skin, not about religion or whatever. It's all the time this.
Thank you so much, Akora. So many blessings to you, and Dankeschön from here to the stars and beyond.
Dankeschön too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Sheila.
All right, Robert, you have another question? Okay, let's go ahead and unmute.
I do. I've been learning and investigating the past, and they're talking where the different races came from and everything. And it's very confusing. There's a set of like spiritual science, and like Metatron is like a really good guy. He's like super cool and super smart, and he's just really cool. And then there's another spiritual science thing that says Metatron is not good, and he's trying to deceive you, and with the Metatronic cube, and it's not the right angles, and it's not allowing life to regenerate itself, and it's causing the fallen people. So my first blush is just like anything that's negative, I don't want to have anything to do with, but yet I still find myself drawn to learn. So I was wondering if you had any advice about this.
To me, this represents duality. Yeah, and this is the spiritual world, what I'm talking about. So that we say, you are wrong, I'm right. So that we are all the time in a war. That's created by the dark ones. It represents duality to me. Yeah, it's duality too. And I think it's important that we trust our heart. And I can tell you, it's all true. Metatron is a lie, and he's true. Because they had a hologram of Metatron, and there's a real Metatron. It's both. Yeah, it's true. Lights and shadows. It's all true.
It must be true because it's making me happy. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much too.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robert. Okay. Ross, you have a question?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila, for such a great presentation. And I want to thank you, Akura, for your service, really, for being here and choosing to incarnating in this time, in this reality, to be of service. So that is really awesome.
Thank you very much. I can say the same.
That you are here. So yes, we are very grateful for that, because the information is very true and very resonating. So building upon that, I have a question. So to my knowledge, to my understanding, the baddies, the bad guys been really kicked out. So that's, the Dark Alliance, the Sicars, the Orion, which is the Naboo, they all been kicked out, if I'm correct. And who done that? That's the Galactic Federation of Worlds, Galactic Federation Council 5, and the Andromedan Council. Am I correct on the statement that I just made?
I feel the same. It does exist, a real Galactic Federation. Yeah, and they do this job for real. Got it.
Okay. So yes, you have talked about the Matrix. The Archon's inverted AI matrix. This is what we know it. It's been, I guess, demolished or disassembled. So for humanity, us as a souls. So I see it this way: a cage have been opened. The door to the cage have been opened. Now we just have to figure out to fly it out. That there is a door. Hey, there's a freedom out there. Fly out. So because you've been set free. So in other words, our soul's been, humanity or whatever you want to call it, evolution, been set free. We have to fly out of that door, out of that cage. And a lot of people have no clue, I must have to say, that there was even a cage. When you're in cage, you are so used to being in a cage that you don't even know there's a cage. So that's the number one. And number two is, after you realize that there is a cage, that there was a cage, that there's a door, and now you can fly it out. So in other words, you are empowered. It's the power of the heart, of the soul. Yes, you are free. And a lot of people have to realize that and be empowered. Yes. So yes. So would you agree on that, on my statements?
Yes, I feel they will see the illusions more and more and more, but in their own process. So now they see the peaks, they see the government. Yeah, that's the first step. so that something is off, and they will see more and more and more and more behind the illusions, what I see. Yeah, and we are going backwards. Is what I get. Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of anything about the Intergalactic Confederation, which is our founders? They're supposed to arrive in somewhere between Jupiter and Saturn to celebrate our liberation. Have you heard of that before or no? Anything?
I feel they are here and they are celebrating us. Yeah, I saw them in April 2020 as non-physical objects on the sky, and they celebrated us. Yeah, they're celebrating us. So, but I'm not sure if we will have an alien invasion, but it would be cool. I don't think so. I don't know. So yeah. I had a vision for a couple of years ago, and I saw an alien invasion, but I'm not sure if this will happen. So we will see.
It's a they say that we are part of so many DNA, so many races. So I feel like those quote unquote founders, the Patals, they call them. I think so. One of the races, they came here because they know it's our time. We have graduated, and we just have to, let us know. Let us. There is a celebration coming, I think so, of us because as a species we have graduated. I'm just being very optimistic. So. That's all. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you also very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Ross. And so, Akura, on your website, I know you also do DNA activations for starseeds. Can you describe what that process is like?
I tune into the blueprint of the starseeds at first, and then I transmute their frequency through light language, and I love it to sing. Is what I do. Then I talk to their galactic family, and then I channel their galactic family, that they remember their origins and their home. Yeah, because when you understand your frequency or how your blueprint is vibrating, so then you understand your purpose more. Yeah, and who you are. And this is what I do, that they all remember who they are. Sometimes I channel their spirit guides too, or when they have a good connection to ancient dragons. So then sometimes I talk in dragon light language. So it's very intuitively.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit more about the dragons?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a very long story. Yeah, it does exist, the ancient dragons. These are 5-dimensional beings or lighter, and when I tune into their energy, it's very strong and powerful. They are very protective. I feel actually so many dragons were here on Earth too, and they are returning too, time after time. It's like they not that disappeared, but they were hidden. I felt the inner Earth, right? That they were there. And I feel we had so many dragons also here on Earth, and in almost every star system, on every planet, they have dragons. Yeah, it's like they are the protector of a planet. They know the old knowledge. They are the keeper of wisdom. And many of them, this is what I see, they have the power to create life too. So they are very good in creating universes and planets too. So this is what I see when I tune into the ancient dragons. Pleiadians are working with them, Syrians are working with them, Lyrans are working with them. So it does exist so many different of them, dragons. So, and then it does exist the fallen dragons, they're called the Draconians, right? So, and they are totally disconnected from souls, but actually they were dragons too.
Interesting. And so I know that I think we've talked about your being a Palladian or attending some of the Palladian meetings and those types of things. I was wondering, do you have any memories of before you moved here that you'd like to share with us? Not moved here, moved into the body before you incarnated.
Yeah. the avatar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can remember a planet on Pleiades. I see that's the most famous planet on Pleiades. It's also known as a hospital station because they love it to heal people, and it's all the time spring there. It is similar to Earth, but it's more celestial. They're using technology to heal people too. It's a very healing technology, and they love it to use energy too. And they have also beautiful forests, parks, and these are the most famous Pleiadians. And their planet is a little bit similar to Earth. They have also a government, but everything is just in peace there. It's all the time spring there. The sun is shining. You're not freezing. You're not sweating. They have shows and concerts. They're very familiar. They have unicorns and fairies there. The most of them are wearing white clothes or natural white clothes. Yeah, they are very lovely and kind. And I recommend a movie. So when I feel that somebody had an incarnation there, does exist a movie, and I personally felt that's this planet. That's the Pleiadian planet. This movie is called Astral City, but I'm not sure if this does exist in English. It does exist in German, a German translation, but I think it's created from Italy. It's an Italian movie. And when I saw the movie Astral City, it reminded me so much of the Pleiadians. So this is this planet. So when souls are coming back, when they are injured, they healed also galactic species who were trapped in the galactic wars, and they heal in them in these hospitals, and they have a good time together, and everything is just in peace there. Yeah, it's similar to Earth. Yeah, even the technology, but it's all healing. They use it, the frequencies in a different way. It's helping them.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I know that it is 3:30 in the morning there, and I know it's really early with Rosalind and a lot of our other people who are joining us worldwide, and I'm very grateful for you being here. I don't want to keep you too long, but I do want to open it up really quick if there are any final questions or comments that people would like to make or to share. Okay. What? Okay, Tia. If you want to go ahead and hi.
Okay. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. I have never been to anything like this before, and I am amazed and like just completely awestruck. My heart is beating so fast, and you are so beautiful. Like just your face, the eyes. Wow, this is just so amazing, and I'm so happy that I got to be here.
You made me blush, really. You are also beautiful. Every one of us is just divine, and we all have our gifts here to share with the world. It's about to bring it up now. Let's do this.
So was this something that you've always known?
I felt it, yeah. Since I had my first thoughts when I was a baby or a small child, I felt that I'm not from here. I felt it. Yeah, but nobody could explain that to me. My family is, however, very Catholic. When I talked about my visions, it was Satan. Yeah, it is evil. So and then I questioned myself. I had out-of-body experiences when I was 3 or 4 years old. And then I left my body, and then I saw myself sitting on the chair during a few seconds. And then I was sure that this is not me. I looked to my hands and I felt this is not me. It's just the avatar. So, but nobody could explain to me what's wrong with me. So I went through the darkness and I wanted to understand who am I. So I had almost no support. So yeah, and I bring it into reversal too.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you also very much, Tia.
Thank you. And thanks for being here, Tia. Any other final comments? I have tons of questions that I would just love to ask you, but maybe I will do that at another time. One more question. Oh, we've got one more question from Lynn. So Lynn, let's go ahead and ask your question. Lynn, you're muted, honey.
Oh, thank.
There you go. Oh. Still muted.
How about that?
Beautiful.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not someone who relishes technology, obviously. Thank you, Sheila. Cora, do you think or know or feel, based on what you're saying about the heart being key, which of course it is for those of us who, are connected in that way, that Anthony Fauci should be arrested for crimes against humanity? Yes.
I'm feeling yes.
And do you feel the reason for that is that there is a very definite connection between what he is doing and has done to what Hitler did in the 30s and the 40s?
I feel they are all connected. So
Yes.
I feel, but by almost everyone, by the cabal, they took place and they worked with the Nazi program.
Mhm.
So I'm not surprised. No, they are all connected. So they had all the same ceremonies and rituals. It's like they joined these groups, and then they got the entire story, the secrets and everything. So they are all infiltrated. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yeah, I so agree with you. I wish I could talk to you in German because it would make it that much more pungent. But that's what makes sense to me too. That Nazi. Yes, thank you.
Thank you also very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, so Akura, thank you so much for coming and being here with us tonight. And as we start to bring things to a close, do you have any final words or, wisdom thoughts for us?
Yeah, that we are guided to our true purpose now, and that we live our hearts, that we take care of ourselves. So we are holding the light, and I receive all the time the message that we are needed soon. So when we are breaking down now, we are needed. So we have to take care of ourselves. Yeah, that we increase our vibration, that we listen to our hearts again, because the connection to our heart, it is like language of our soul. But I think almost nobody knows how it works. We are trained we are conditioned to stay only here, but it's so easy and so simple to trust your impulses. So, and what I feel is when we talk to our galactic family, trust always your heart. When your heart is boom, expanding, when you feel it's nurturing you, then it's the right being and the right entity for you. No matter how you call it, when you call it small little pig, it doesn't matter. When it's nurturing your energy and your soul and your body, so then it's the right entity for you. Then you feel free because you see both, you see light and shadow. And that is, to me, the Lemurian consciousness. We were very balanced once, between the feminine and masculine. They were friends. We saw light and we saw shadow. We saw it all. It was like we embodied that everything together. and we are returning back now.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I hate to ask you, but we do have another hand up. Do you have time for one more question?
Yes.
Okay, Cindy.
It's a quickie, Sheila. Akura, first of all, great presentation. A lot of what you said resonates with some of the things I've been reading lately, from the new children that are coming in, and the New Human by Mary Rodwell. But my question is a quickie. The movie that you're talking about, Astral City, is that the same thing as Astral City, A Spiritual Journey by Chico Xavier?
I think it's the same movie. Yeah, I'm not sure. So maybe it's a Spanish movie. I'm not sure.
It is. It's a Spanish movie, but it's got subtitles in English and other languages. I happen to have the DVD, and I love this.
Oh, really? You have this movie at your home?
Yeah, I've had it for years, and it's a great movie.
Yes, of course. So I saw this movie, and I felt so triggered positively. I was like, oh my gosh, these are the Pleiadians. This is how they live. Yeah. So it was almost similar to these visions which I had of this planet of Pleiades. So this is how they live.
Yeah, it's funny because when I saw the movie, I had an interesting reaction too. There was a scene in the movie that looked like a dream I had when I was a little kid.
Yeah, I heard about, so I'm not sure, that I think it was a channeling by someone, and then they created this movie. I think it's a channeling by a person.
Yes, it is.
It's a channeling.
It's a channeling by medium, Chico Xavier.
Maybe they channel Pleiadians.
Maybe. It says Astral City, A Spiritual Journey. Do you believe in the afterlife? And then it takes you there. It shows you, oh my gosh, the movie is so freaking beautiful. But you feel like you're there in the movie. Even with the subtitles, it's not distracting because the movie is so engaging. It won all kinds of awards, so I wonder, it probably is the same movie.
Yeah,
but I'm glad I asked you now.
Yeah, it's the same movie.
But you are so awesome. I'm sorry I'm not more engaging tonight. I'm just suffering from sleep deprivation and just exhaustion. But I just came in for moments when I could, and what I heard was phenomenal. Thank you so much. And
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're just lit up like a Christmas tree. You're so bright and glowing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cindy. And thanks for the clarity on that movie. So if you guys want to check that out, Astral City.
Yeah, you can text me. I have the movie. I've had it for years.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So Akura, again, thank you so much for being with us. We'd love to have you back again at another time, and you can kind of update us as to your adventures on this beautiful planet. So again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to reach out to Akura, you can contact her on her website at www.psychicmedium-akura.com. Give her a shout out, maybe even work with her to find out a little bit more about the essence of who you truly are. And I want to mention really quickly, mark this down on your calendar as well. On Wednesday, starting at noon Pacific time, Beyond UFO Disclosure is a free event offered by Portal to Ascension. So please join us. I will be there. Neil, Alan, Phil, Geraldine, Flo, Jenna, and Ray Hernandez will also be there as we talk and have discussion on the UFO disclosure, because all of us here know that we are the disclosure. And as we have adventures like Akura shared with us, as things occur to us, as we bring these forward and we talk to everyone on forums like we have tonight, and on YouTube and on Clubhouse, then we're really getting that word out. We're sharing, and we're developing a community. And as we grow in our numbers and continue to develop, the synergy that we're creating is rippling out. So thanks to each and every one of you for being here. Much love to you. And until we are back together again next week, same time. Remember, we also have Monday night at 7. So I hope you'll be able to join us then. But until then, namaste and many blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for being here, and good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Loni.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Love you all.
Hello,
Bye.
hello, good night.
Much love
Hope
to
you come back,
you.
Cora. I love you.